Hey, girl. Hey. I have opinions.
Oh Lord, here we go. I can't wait. What's your opinion, dear?
Shea Coulee should not be in the final.
I I think so I personally I thought to myself, this is amazing.
Yes.
Also, like, her performance was amazing.
Whose?
Shay's, like, in
it
that,
was all right.
I thought it was really good. I mean, I thought she did like a good, like, yeah, I did. I thought it was good.
She didn't sing live.
I know she didn't sing live, but at the same time, like, I still thought it was good.
Nah, Trinity's was better. Trinity's was better choreographed.
I don't know. I just found it more exciting.
Okay.
But
whatever.
Besides that, three points, 3 stars.
Yeah. Now we can both agree that Monet blew it out the park, right?
Oh, Monet should win. Like,
yes.
That was without question.
Yes,
like, she was the winner.
Monet.
Like,
I have not seen Monet. You know, I have been hard on Monet this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
She has not looked better. Her performance has not been as good as that. Even in the lip sync, I thought she won the lip sync too.
I did too.
But, like, the only thing I need to fault her on the lip sync is that was her promo look from whatever season she was on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So it had like, if you watch her, pieces were like ripped up front from it being such an old costume. Yeah. I'm like, girl, you could have put dabbed a little paint or something on that.
That has technically been the Monet Exchange story her entire time she's been on Drag Race.
It's true. God. So, girl, last night, 2 nights ago, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
Thursday night, it was the end of an era.
Oh yeah, it was the last night at Flex.
It was the last trailer park night at Flex. I braved COVID and went downstairs in the basement. The air conditioner was still off.
Of course it was.
It was 95,000 degrees in that basement. I hugged people I hadn't seen in a while, and they're like, I asked them if they had monkeypox first. They said no.
That's true. Gosh, I just thought about that. Some of those folks you have not seen in a very long while.
Most of them I play gay poker with, so it's yeah. We've evolved. Our friendships have evolved from going to a basement to watch a drag show to gay poker. And then last night, which is tonight's actually the last night of Flex. Like, tonight they're having karaoke one last time in the basement. I mean, Flex is moving. They're taking over part of Legends for a little bit, and then they've got a new space in October. Okay.
So where's the new space located? Like, in proximity to downtown stuff?
It's still downtown.
Okay, but I mean, like, is it closer to the government stuff? Is it
no? It's a. Oh God, how well do you know downtown Raleigh? I
mean, I was there a lot.
Do you know that bridge that overlooks downtown? I don't know.
Oh my God. Let's just move
girl. It's in a place that's up underneath the place, but it is street level now. So there you go. It's about a block away from where it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not very far. It's not very far.
That's why I just meant, like, in terms of blocks. That's all.
Girl, I thought you were asking for specificals. Anyway, so last night
I haven't been there in over a decade. How am I going to remember
last night I went to go eat some fried fish.
I had fried fish yesterday too.
Was it Calabash?
No, it was from a place called Landlubbers.
Oh, mine was better. Anyway, I won't say that, but you know that Calabash style go with those little popcorn.
You won't say that, but you deeply mean that.
Girl, did you get tartar sauce?
Yes.
Did you get cocktail sauce?
Yeah.
Did you get hush puppies with honey butter?
We got the hush puppies, but not with the honey butter.
I win. Anyway, so
I can't eat hush puppies anyways.
But you can still eat that honey butter.
You're so stupid. The way you said honey butter.
Honey butter. Anyway, let me get to this story. So we started eating some fried fish. So we went to get some beer. We had a beer. Then we went to another bar, to Ruby Deluxe, which is a queer bar in Raleigh. Dear listeners, if you are, it's a queer bar. Like, it's not gay, it's not straight. It's just
queer.
It's queer. They have great frozen drinks outside. Mm-hmm. Then we went inside and they were having an emo night.
Yes.
Girl, but emo is not what we think of emo. It was like 2006 emo. Move along, like you know you
the second wave of emo.
Yeah, like, but that's the emo that my husband and the two lesbians I was with grew up with. Okay. And I was sitting there like, oh, this hurts my soul. One of the lesbians looked up as she was drinking her drink and it's like, you know, people today don't realize how hard it is to sing like this. And I said, girl, you old and you about to tell some kids to get off your yard.
You're like right there. You're right there. She didn't even realize it, did she? She's right there.
My husband said, I believe Billie Eilish would say that people don't know how hard it is to whisper like that and win Grammys.
And Oscars.
And at Oscars. Anyway, so we went there and we stayed there till like midnight. Went over to Legend to see a drag show, as you do.
As you do.
But we'd already missed it, and or the tickets were sold out because they ticket it now to go in. Because you don't have to pay to go into Legends anymore, but you do have to pay for the drag show. Yeah.
You have to pay for that drag show?
It's $8 a person.
You better shut your mouth.
Anyway, so
what?
Girl, anyway, so it was sold out. So I was like, well, let's go to Flex. Let's see what Flex is like on this last night of Flex. Girl, we got there at 12:15.
Okay.
That place was still one in, one out, line curved around the street. Man. And I was like, no, ma'am. I talked to one of my friends who was there that night. So we went to Flying Saucer and got a pretzel after that. Mm-hmm. Pretzel and a beer. Anyway, so I asked him what it was like. He was like, that Flex ran out of everything at 1 a.m. and had to shut down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad to know that the Raleigh nightlife is still bustling.
Speaking of bustling nightlife, did you know we have a Patreon?
I hate you sometimes. But yes, I have heard that we have a Patreon.
Dear listeners, if you would like to throw us a couple of bones, you can go to patreon.com. MrMahaffey.
God.
Hey, Maim,
yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
Yeah, I have heard that before. Somebody told me about that.
Well, Maim's getting ready to figure out which podcast we're getting ready to do right now because we haven't decided. But our other podcast is You Slay Me Pod.
Okay. I was like, oh my God, we haven't actually decided which one we're doing first. Thank you for making that executive decision.
It's easier that way. Hey, Maim. Yeah. Anyway, it's a Murder, She Wrote podcast called You Slay Me. Hey, Maim. Yes. Did you know that we have some merchandising?
Merchandise.
Dear listeners, we have sold a shirt.
Yes. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie. You can go to mimsandmaim.com for all of your merchandising needs. Yes. We have shirts. We have some stickers. We have some totes.
We totes have some totes.
We totes have some totes. We have. I need to get your address, Maim, because
why did that just make me laugh so much? Jeez, what's wrong with me today? Oh.
We need to get your address so I can send you that damn tumbler for your husband.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
He was serious about that too. He was like,
I could
he
tell.
was quite distraught. He was like, "You guys don't have any bigger mugs. I don't understand."
Well,
Like,
most
everybody
people
doesn't. If you next time you come, you'll understand. Like he buys like these mugs that are basically like 3 cups of coffee in one like mug. So yeah,
Why?
that's his thing. He just likes getting it all done at once.
There's a joke there.
Shut it. Shoot it. Just stop.
Dear listeners, also this coming week, I don't know what day it actually comes out on, but we're going to be on another podcast.
Yes.
Called The Debatable Pod. I will figure that mess out, hopefully, eventually, and you'll be able to hear that.
I hope so. Because it's hard for me to keep track.
You're ready to get in this episode, girl.
Yeah, let's do this. This is one of my favorites.
This is season 3, episode 11, The Naked Twooth.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Not Wolf.
I was doing the John Leguizamo voice from Moulin Rouge right there.
Oh.
I only speak the truth. Do you remember that?
I do. It just, once again, I don't know what's up with me today. I'm just kind of giggly. I can't explain it, really.
Well, we're at Sugarbakers.
Sugarbakers.
Oh, by the way, wild horses could drag me away. Dear listeners, I have a horse background. I'm not a big fan of horses, but I've got a horse background behind me. Earlier, my husband was in here changing his shirt real fast, and like it was a torso. But on these, he rearranged himself to look like a centaur.
Oh my God.
Ah!
That's why I love him. That's why I love him. Right
anyway, we're at Sugarbakers, and Charlene is wondering what Dan Quayle is doing right now.
She's the only one.
She's the only one.
Only one.
The only one.
I never needed to hear that name again.
Dan Quayle.
Yeah, just did not. Wow.
God, I remember this Murphy Brown. Dan Quayle getting upset at Murphy Brown because she was a divorced woman having a baby.
Yes.
A single woman having a baby.
So controversial.
It was a scandal.
A scandal.
A scandal. But CBS was like, we don't care.
No. Oh my gosh.
So CBS this morning had Sandy Duncan on.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, they were interviewing Sandy Duncan.
Was she? I didn't know she was still alive.
Oh yeah, she's very much still alive and very much just the same person.
Just so bubbly.
She does not have a glass eye.
Oh.
Did you know that was a thing? That
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So what had happened was back in the day, she had she was having headaches, and this was before she was Peter Pan. She was having headaches, and this is before the time of MRIs and everything. So they had to cut up her scalp, do a little exploratory surgery, and they found a huge tumor around her eye. So they accidentally cut the optical nerve when they were doing the surgery. So she's blind in one eye.
That is crazy.
Yeah. It hurts my eye just talking about it. Like, I feel a pressure behind it right now.
And that's why that's wow.
Yeah.
Just She could have done a guest star with Columbo. They could have done little things.
So Charlene is feeling real blah.
Why is she feeling so blah?
I don't know. It's the time between like Christmas and summer, and it's just blah.
The 6 months between Christmas and summer.
It's just blah.
I didn't even think about that during the episode.
She said, "Oh, what? That it was 6 months."
It's 6 months.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, Maryjo was talking about how she has this dirty closet and that she just needs to clean that thing out, but maybe the house will burn down first. I think we've all got that closet.
I've had the exact same feeling.
Although I know you'll just clean it up and not like how it's cleaned, and a month later just cleaned up again. Mama Maim, did he inherit that for you, or is that his own crazy?
No, that's my own crazy.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I think I got that from Father Maim, but yeah, had some a little bit of OCD, little bit.
So they're talking about some buck teeth, something or another, and how they had to put down that they have to get their Maryjo needs to get her dog castrated because Bucktooth don't want him to like hurt himself to save the breed.
To save the breed.
So Suzanne comes in and she's in bad mood and she hates Bucktooth men anyway, and she doesn't generally wait to be addressed by other women whenever she's comes in a mood or comes in.
Yes, but, she was in quite a fit in this episode.
Well, she hates going on dates with old men and their nurses.
Yeah, I guess that would probably be a little bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah. Well, we find out that Julia and Suzanne are going to go to the airport to pick up their nieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Suzanne says she'll just drive on the side of the road. If they're stopped, she'll just say Julia's having a female hemorrhaging problem, and that always gets the cops to back off.
I mean, I would, wouldn't you?
Female hemorrhaging problem. Apparently, your monthly visitor is Ebola. Is what I mean.
Oh.
God, Marburg virus. A hemorrhaging problem.
That's
problem.
That's what they taught us in school, right? That's what that was.
Did they teach us any of this in school? That's right. The boys were allowed to watch the girls' stuff.
Yeah, we were able to see that the girls had like a special visitor that would.
Right. Yeah. So boys were allowed to learn about women's vaginas, but girls were not allowed to learn about our penises.
No.
Because wet dreams are embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
I mean, mine were. I will not lie to you. Mine were incredibly embarrassing.
Well, I mean, technically, the concept of a wet dream is embarrassing when you really think about it. I mean, it
was just, girl. Did you ever have one?
I don't think so.
I had them every day.
Oh, okay.
Every day.
That was your body just telling you, honey, just go ahead and embrace the hoe.
Wasn't it though?
I mean, your body was trying to tell you. Your body's trying to tell you something. Your body's trying to tell you something. Maybe you should go and be a hoe right now.
But it was before that time that I was, it was like in that time just before I really knew what masturbation was, right? Because it was hitting me right around 11, 12, so I hadn't figured out masturbation. Right. Masturbation took so long. Like, those were the days.
Those were the days. It's funny, right? So like, well, eventually, the older you get, it'll start taking a long time. It's cyclical.
Oh God, I don't know. It doesn't take me a long time. Anyway, I can be done in 35.2 seconds if I need to be.
Not 0.2.
0.2. 35.2, not just 0.2. 35.2. Where we go with this? Anyway, it's Clayton's kids, and we find out that Clayton's wife actually really hates that side of the family. Clayton and his wife are divorced. Have we met Clayton? Is this the one from?
That was Louis
Grizzard?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't know. Man, there's a phone call.
Who is it on the phone?
It's Tom Catcherside.
Well, Tom Catcherside, I can't believe I'm hearing from you.
And like,
what you want?
While they're having this conversation, Julia, it's for Julia. It's Tom Catcherside, old friend and classmate. We see Suzanne putting on some rouge with her finger, like something that I have not seen in a long time. Because that was some pink ass rouge that would have gotten all over her hands.
It would have. I mean, she probably would have had a wipe though. She would have probably wiped it off somewhere.
I mean, but that was wipes weren't as good as they are now. She
That's
have
true,
to wash
actually.
her hands.
Oh, rouge.
Rouge.
80s rouge was like, that was a different type. That was a whole different world.
So my mom, I used to love looking at her makeup drawer because those palettes back then in like the 80s were a nonsense of colors. And I used to pretend that they were like computer tablets, like Star Trek, because they were all those bright squares.
Of course.
Yeah.
Your brain was doing everything it could to try to like get things on the right accord.
Yeah. Well, I also found my mother's Happy No Baby pills in there too. Ask her what they were. She was like, vitamins
To keep me from having another one of you.
It wasn't until much longer time I realized, oh, these are vitamin you take every day and you never miss them.
No, never.
I've taken vitamins before and I missed them a lot. I don't know about you, girl.
I can't, now that you've said that out loud, I can't imagine if your mother had another child. I can't even imagine.
Maybe I would have been a much kinder, nicer person.
I doubt
worse.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. I think you as an older sibling would have been atrocious.
I'm not violent.
I didn't say violent. I said atrocious. I mean, you basked in single kid life. Like you basked in it.
I did. I mean, you kind of did too. I ain't gonna lie, because by the time you were, what, 7, 8, all of them were gone.
Yeah.
And then they came back a couple times. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think I would have
been the first one to be successfully gone for any long period of time.
No, my oldest brother did.
That's right. You came back too.
Yeah, because my oldest brother was in the Navy. I came back for 3 months.
I know.
What do you expect a person to do?
That's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I came back for a while.
Shh. We don't speak of those times. We just pretend that after high school you just became a success. That's all we gotta say.
Girl, I had last time I was in Statesville, my mother listed a fact, and I was of where somebody used to live, and I was very annoyed that I could not remember where this person lived.
Oh Lord!
And I was like, oh no,
it's starting to happen.
No.
It's starting to happen.
And I'm really good with facts and stuff, so I messaged that person. I was like, hey, did you used to live there? They're like, yeah, I did. I'm like, oh.
Every once in a while I try to mentally map out our hometown just to make sure that like I still remember how it's laid out.
Like I can still get back to I still know exactly how to get back to your place that I never drove to.
Right.
Like I know, yeah, like your first house. I don't remember how to get to your second house, but your first house, I still remember because I don't think I ever I think I maybe
I think you
drove
were
here.
in my second house.
I did during the church service.
Oh yeah.
But like your first house, I mean, I maybe went there
two or
a dozen
three times.
yeah, a dozen max, and like, but I could get there. You take a left there, and you take a right on Greenbrier. You're going down Greenbrier for a while, and then it's
Greenbrier, honey, Greenbrier. I heard that word so loud.
Go down,
ma'am.
You go down that road for a minute, and you're gonna be there.
Greenbrier, yes,
Yeah,
honey, yes. Oh, Greenbrier.
Anyway, it's a game room they're going to be redoing. It's condo game room.
Oh, that's nice.
So now we're at the condo game room that they're going to redo. Girl, it's nudists.
Oh, in the South?
Yes. So Tom Ketcherside comes up, shakes everybody's hand, and Charlene's like, first thing that Charlene says, "Did the police know you're doing this?"
Yeah, I mean, it's legal as long as we don't, leave the property.
And Tom Ketcherside is like, it's just like, Anthony, you absolutely have people just like me walking through your neighborhood. And Anthony's like, I don't really have very many naked white people to walk through my neighborhood. I love that little bit from Anthony. I love when he puts people back in their place.
Yep, it's the best thing ever. But also, I will say this, right? Because this is an unfortunate part of living in the South, is that when you are around if you're a person of color and you are around a lot of white people, those white people forget that you're not always just around other white people. And so they do make those kind of statements where you're like, you're not where I'm, like, your people are in my neighborhood. Like, that's not, but they forget. That's just how, then that's something I grew up with. Like, people asking questions. Remember how people used to be surprised that I grew up in a black neighborhood? They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, literally, like, one of the blackest neighborhoods in the city. Like, yes. Yeah. And they're like, but you don't sound like it. I'm like, shut up. Stop talking. Just stop.
But in their defense, Julia went to UNC.
I heard that. I was like, oh, that was so nice.
God.
I was surprised by that, though, to be very honest. I would have thought of Julia more of a Wake Forest person. No?
Wake Forest at that time was... So here's a little thing about Wake Forest that you may not know.
Okay.
It's a bunch of people from up north who could not get into UNC.
Oh.
UNC is very much more prestigious than Wake Forest for out-of-state students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, that makes more sense then. All right, well, then there you go.
Now, I'm surprised you didn't go Davidson, because Davidson is the most prestigious, probably the most prestigious Southern college, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is the one I should have gone to, because my ass got in there, and I should have gone there. But
I thought you should have gone there, too.
Yeah, but so did my mom, but my mom didn't. She was very hands-off, and I'm like, I wish you
Well, I mean, I can see though I mean honestly though, because even if you think about our school, right? You getting into Wake Forest, everybody's like, oh, right? Like, it was a thing. And even though, because we were so young, we didn't even understand that Davidson was what Davidson was, because it wasn't one of the football, basketball schools, so people didn't treat it the same way. And so I totally get. I mean, I don't think people outside of our state realize just how much those stupid sports weigh in on how people feel about the colleges. Like, I don't think they even get it. Like, you tell people that there's colleges other than those 3, and they look at you like, what? There's what? I'm like, yeah,
absolutely.
They have lots of good colleges. Just they don't all have basketball programs at the same level.
Well, Maryjo puts her foot in her mouth a lot.
A lot.
And Anthony's like, we can go right. We need to get going. We've got another appointment, and we need to pick up a pecan log from Stuckey's.
That got me in my heart parts.
Dear listeners, if you've never seen a Stuckey's, they're like the precursor to a Sheetz and a Wawa and a Buc-ee's and all of those. They're like, they usually have a Dairy Queen attached to them. Mm-hmm. They look like little shacks. They're like a 7-Eleven, but
they have the best Southern junk food you'll ever
Southern
eat.
junk. Well, I don't know. Buc-ee's probably would like to.
Oh, that's true. Buc-ee's
like to have a word with you.
Well, back then.
Yeah. Oh my God. you're familiar with south of the border, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
There's now a Buc-ee's 2 miles away from it.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's the Great South Carolina Fight. It's not that great.
I really want one of those logs now.
Girl, you know what you should do to celebrate your nuptials that you've already had?
The nuptials that we had a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should stay at south of the border. They have a motel that has taco bed.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Pedro and Paco's motel. With the taco bed.
I can't. No.
They also have the world's largest, like, reptile zoo there. And you can go up into the giant sombrero. Dear listeners, south of the border's a racism.
It is a giant race.
It's a giant racism. But, girl, I went there for a hot dog one time. And that woman who had the one blue track put in, are you looking at me?
Yes.
Right here, that was off center. And she had it right here, a little square, and a little square in the back, off center. That was it. Those were only 2 blue tracks in her hair. And like it was a little kitten. I think it was a wig. I don't know what it was. It was a mess. But she sold me that $2 hot dog.
Was it good?
I mean, it was a $2 hot dog. It wasn't bad.
I mean, it's not like it's like, good Lord.
Have you ever turned down a $2 hot dog? Don't answer that. Your mother's listening.
Ooh.
So Tom is like, don't leave. We haven't even talked about what you're going to do here. And Maryjo's like, well, for starters, we can eliminate Wicker.
Which I thought that was actually pretty good.
And so they're back at Sugar Bakers. And Charlene's like, do you think Julia knows about this? Because of all Julia's liberal ideas, she is a prude.
Just like we've been saying this whole time.
Called it Charlene.
I was so happy. I know it's a really ridiculous thing to be happy about, but I was like, finally somebody said it out loud.
And Maryjo seems to be the most open to it. She's like, well, we just hide behind clothes, to which Charlene says, thank goodness. And then Maryjo's like, did you see that one guy? Charlene's like, yes, I did. And Anthony immediately is like, well, I need to go back here and not be in discussion anymore.
I'm not going to be here anymore. Bye, ladies.
Yeah. Whereas, you and I would have been like, yeah, I saw him.
Oh, yes, Kenny, yes. Apparently he is not Jewish, apparently.
Oh, my God. Apparently.
He must be Swedish.
So the nieces come in, Camilla and Jennifer, and they're exactly like Suzanne and Julia.
Yeah, like literally exactly like that.
Jennifer travels with hairpieces. And she loves big hair and tiaras. And Jennifer and like Suzanne comes in with all of her luggage. And Jennifer's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't help. I had a pinched nerve. And Suzanne forgot to mention the pinched nerve before she did.
Yes. That was to be the best line of the whole episode.
Yes, it really was. Well, Julia brings over some crackers and some smoked meats and such that you got from Virginia, the Virginia smoked meats.
Yes. That smoked sausage from Virginia. We all know about it.
We all know that's just Hickory Farms.
That's all it is.
We all love Hickory Farms now.
But we knew what it was.
Girl, do you remember selling that shit in high school?
Yes.
Hickory Farms. Oh.
Those catalogs, yeah. We always used to get those cheese balls. My mom always ordered the cheese balls. We got the
cheese balls, and we always got the little tub of cheese, too.
Yep.
That shit was so good.
We got the cheese balls, and we get the summer sausage, because summer sausage was my dad's favorite.
I mean, yeah. And with the mustard, you always bought the mustard, too.
I remember we used to get... So when I was a little kid, we used to get my dad liked summer sausage so much that like that used to be my Christmas present to him, and we used to wrap it up regular.
Good Lord.
And he would pretend like he didn't know what it was. It was so great. Like, I mean, clearly it's like a sausage, but he'd always be surprised.
What's this?
Oh,
God.
Geez. Oh, my gosh. Oh, geez. Sorry.
So we also find out that Camilla goes to Yale.
Yes.
And Jennifer goes to Southern State.
Correct.
However, Jennifer's currently dating a chancellor.
Was dating a chancellor.
She's on probation because she didn't know the chancellor was married.
Right.
But the wife was the dean of women. So,
yes. Which I didn't know that was a thing. But apparently it is.
And we also find out that she had a problem when she was in kindergarten. The uglier little girls used to stick gum in her hair pieces.
To which Suzanne's like, isn't that something? That same thing used to happen to me.
So Jennifer's going to stay with Suzanne, and Camilla's going to stay with Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what Suzanne suggests, and Jennifer's like, well, which one of you has the live-in maid? Suzanne, me. I'm yours. God. Jesus. So it's the next morning, and we don't see these girls for a while.
I know, which I was kind of like, man, this could have been 2 separate episodes that would have been equally funny. I thought, personally, I mean, I don't know how you thought.
And we're back. What were we talking about?
Oh, the fact that this should have been 2 separate episodes.
I wish the girls had not been in any of the episodes.
Jeez, okay.
They were Camilla was such a bad actress. Anyway, let's keep going, shall we? I'll save that for the end.
Wow. All right.
So Julia said that Camilla's got a lot of opinions and she should be young and carefree. And Suzanne's like, well, me and Jen are not working out either. She's a teenage nymphette.
Yes. Which was a lot.
And Maryjo and Charlene are just like, well, Jen is just like you. And you're just afraid of she's usurping your territory. I don't even know what usurping means.
I mean, it was really funny because I mean, I get the gag, right? Yeah. But I mean, genuinely, how could those 2 women not see how similar those girls were to, like, look, they were both like, what?
Yeah.
You think so? Come on. Like, they're literally clones of you.
So Suzanne and Julia are just sort of chit-chatting, and like Suzanne's like, well, you know, the jibes always made me feel good, but I did always wish I had somebody to talk to about hair. Julia's like, I wish I had somebody to talk to about everything. But then they come to a realization that, you know, the jobs always made them feel good, and like they did love it. They do love each other. And Suzanne comes to the point, if you were known as the pretty one, it would not have been half the fun for me to actually be the pretty one.
Yes.
And Julia's like, too far.
Too far. I just had a realization. So if Julia and Suzanne's nieces are just like them, then that means that Julia and Suzanne's brother married someone that was just like Perky.
Kind of, yeah. Doesn't it seem like that?
Oh, boy. There's a lot of psychological stuff going on there. Ooh. Jeez.
So Anthony comes in, and he's like, well, we have some news. It was very difficult for me to take those measurements because, you know, everything's just eye level there. Mm-hmm. And we have to replace the bar stools because of rug burn. And Julia's like, what? What are you talking about? Anthony's like, did you not tell her yet? No. Well, I'm not going to be the one to tell her. Tell me what? Then Charlene. Did you ever see Tom catch side naked? Because get ready, you're going to now. Maryjo says, he's a member of a colony. Suzanne, he's a leper. I love that. I love that line right there.
I love. Remember that leper colony used to be such a over and over kind of joke back in the day.
And so they're like, no, he's a nudist. To which Suzanne, again, what's the point of getting married if you can see them naked without paying?
That's like that. What's the thing that old people used to say all the time? Like, why pay for the cow if you can get the milk for free? Isn't that what they used to say? Why pay for the cow if you get the milk for free?
I pay for the milk if you can get the cow for free.
No, I thought it was the other way around. Because that was like about sex and having sex before marriage.
Oh.
That used to be what people use as the analogy.
I gotcha. I don't know. Okay. So Maryjo was like, well, who all's going to go this Friday? And she's like, well, Julie, of course you're going to go because you want to see Tom. I'm going to go because I've done the plans. Charlene, you going to go? Yeah, I guess I will. And then Suzanne's like, well, if y'all are going, I'm going.
What you got to there? I don't know. Look around.
So it's later on that same day. Everybody loved the sketches.
Yes.
Anthony comes in with the nieces, and we find out that Jen burned Suzanne's bedspread with the curling iron. She apologizes. And Suzanne's like, it's okay. And Jen's like, of course it is. Anybody who owns a pig, it would of course be okay. Well, as the nieces leave, Jen's like, I need to stop by a gas station and get some blush with some sparkles in it. And Camilla's like, well, if you want your cheeks pink, I can just slap them for you. And Maryjo then confronts Julia and it's like, didn't the nudists bother you at all? Like, Julia, you're handling this real well. Not even a twinge, Julia? And Julia's like, that man with the fur on his back, and I felt seen.
Like he had a vest on.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Does it really look like a vest? Is it shaped like that? Oh.
No, it stops right. Like my shoulder blade stops my shoulder blades and goes around.
Okay.
Yeah. Some guys it does. Some guys it is a like full sweater.
I like the ones. Have you seen the
Probably.
No, I was gonna what I was trying to say. Have you seen the guys who like their hair grows so far up their neck that they basically like shave a line connecting it down to their chest so it looks like it's all just one thing? Yeah, I always found that to be very interesting.
I hate it. I hate having hair right here. Because it's the only place I'll get bumps from like shaving and stuff and like.
Henny, just get that lasered. Just get it lasered.
I am a lady of a certain age. I do not need to worry about lasering anything.
I mean, I know some ladies of a certain age that do get lasered.
It's too painful and too much money. I ain't gonna do all that now.
Lord, that is not spoken like a true executive fish.
Girl, executive fish, the reason why we have money is we don't spend on frivolous things like lasering. We spend on hookers.
You say hookers or hookahs? Two different things.
Yes. Anyway. Oh, God. So Maryjo was like, and that man that was playing ping pong, he was so tall and muscular, and he had that ass. And Suzanne's like, well, it could have been fake. His wife was just pumped full of silicone. And then they just chit-chat and start gabbing and discussing and blah, blah, blah. Do-do, do-do-do. Do 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 do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
I really enjoyed what's her name? Jennifer's. The real red number she had on. I thought,
with the little hat.
It looked so good to me.
So that was my second place.
Okay.
My favorite one was Jennifer's last look with the little blouse with the tie and the frilly and the gray, and just there was like an undershirt, like an under vest or something that was slightly different patterned. Oh, it was so good. Either way, she was
a little fashion plate.
She was fantastic.
Yeah, she was.
Oh.
She was.
Now I've got an important question for you.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this episode?
Oh, this is like this is in like top 10. Because I enjoy just all of the jokes, and like this one's jokes. There's jokes throughout the whole episode, and it was just nice.
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Again, I did not like the actress that played Camilla. I thought she was lacking. Hopefully she had a great career in SAG. Put her in a retirement house when it was time.
What do you mean retirement house? She'd be maybe in her like 50s now. What are you talking about?
Well, maybe she suffered. Maybe she had an early retirement.
Oh,
yeah, that's where I am on that note. But the nudist stuff, like, fantastic. I love that. The girls, but all in all, I do really like this episode. Like, I do really like this episode. I don't mean to shit on it that much, but I do really like this episode.
That much?
Huh?
I don't mean it. Not that much. I don't really mean
not
to.
That much. Not that much. Well, Maim, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, dear listeners, hello. It's I, your favorite relation, Auntie Maim. You can find me on the Instagram at auntie_maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on the Twitter at Maim Ministry. You can find me at the Villain Theater in Miami. It's an improv comedy theater. We do shows every weekend. You can find out more at villaintheater.com. And on Thursday nights, if you're ever down here visiting in Miami Beach, I host Amazing Colossal Karaoke, which is just a karaoke / cabaret show that I like to have fun with the guests and everybody. So that's where you can find me. And how about you, my good friend Mims?
Hi, y'all. I'm the Divinemissmims, the designingwomen. You can find me on Twitter at designingwomen. You can find this podcast on Twitter at Baking Sugar Pod. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Did you know we have a Patreon?
What?
It's at patreon.com. Mims and Maim. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Did you know that we have another podcast?
No.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. That's the one. Hey, Maim, did you know we have merch?
Yes, I had heard that rumor before.
If you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can go buy some. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know I have a project I'm working on?
I mean, I've heard about it for a few months now.
It's a dance song.
It's a what?
It's a dance song.
Like, you're getting... Oh, sweet.
I'm dropping a dance track, y'all.
You and your husband are making a dance song.
My husband and I are making a dance song. It's called Don't Touch Me, parentheses monkeypox.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, girl. I'm just trying to make the video right now.
Oh, sweet Lord. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you for that.
You are welcome. Dear listeners, the video will be released hopefully the end of the next week, maybe the beginning of the next one. As soon as I have a definitive date, I will put it out there, and it's going to be on my YouTube, DivineMissMims. So yeah, look for that eventually. Yeah. Anyway, Maim, now that I've busted your brain, do you have anything else to add?
I'm reading.
Why don't you say good night, babe?
Good night, babe.
Bye, y'all.